All right, let's talk a bit about the Hightown Festival. And before I actually say much about it, what I'm going to do is play a radio package that was put together by Luke, who is one of the guys, as I previously stated, who is organising the Hightown Festival. So let's hear that radio package, and then we shall dig in a little bit further into the details and listen to some more of the artists who will be playing.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey, Luke Middleton here. Thanks for letting me take over a section of your show this week to tell your listeners all about an event taking place in Luton on Saturday, the 1st of July, the Hightown Festival. This is the 5th year of the Hightown Festival, which is run in, you guessed it, the Hightown ward of Luton. We shut the lower end of Hightown Road and have stalls with food, community groups and a variety of locals selling their items as well. Each year the event is bigger and better, and this year we have 3 stages full of entertainment from local bands, acts and performers. A band that profess themselves as being a band from the Hightown area and who we have had at almost every Hightown festival for the last 5 years. It's a band called the Knockouts. With their lo-fi garage band sound, they're always a fun treat to see perform live. Here's a track from them called Zinc. A real treat at this year's festival is that we'll be celebrating the restoration of the Victorian organ in the Hightown Methodist Church. It was originally installed in 1898. Its gala opening won't be until October, but you can hear it in action on Saturday the 1st of July. When we were looking for acts for this year's event, we were mostly looking at local bands. However, a group called The Collective from Grantham contacted us. They use a mash of genres, styles and a moving lineup of performers within the band to bring a variety of covers and original material to their live show. So we invited them to come and perform at this year's event. This track is from the collective with Gwiver and it's called Life as a Choice.
Life as a choice, you either battle or die in vain. In darkness I can't handle the light of day. Consumed within myself and this hatred I wait to find a place that I can escape in life. I'm drinking liquor till oblivion are bottled up. It's a nightmare and I'm scared to be honest, but when my eyes are closed, this is the life I chose. It's unexpected so I can only try to grow. Within crime I don't want to lose my time again, and politicians I don't want to lose my life to them. It's how I'm feeling now, I'm crippling myself with this. Living in a system in prison where hell exists, and they can't protect me with security. The purity of who I am affects my insecurities. The more I dream, the more I hate the way my life is. The more it ate away, the more I stay the same inside. If I think about the past, or where I'm heading now, or where I've been, or where I've gone, or where I never found, I feel blind and it really makes me wonder. I'm struggling to read off this page in my book of rhymes, undenied in this humanitarianism where the truth has an Aryan vision. But I believe for all I say, no matter what, cause the colour of your eyes never mattered on. The pigments in my skin are insignificant. I'm still a human being with this resilience. So why be sorry if it ain't the right apology? And why would I care if that's my ideology? I'm rising up from the mark of the beast. I always speak my mind and wear my heart on my sleeve, till the day that I depart from this earth into the skies above. I'm finding love inside the words that I'm writing, but I'm still ashamed of myself and the mistakes I chose. But mistakes won't define me, they'll just make me grow, and now developing to try and be a better man. Got all this time wasted and I regret it, fam. Dictators only live to enslave the human race, and to one day, it's true I say, you could erase that. And you should face facts, computers replace human brains, illuminating the truth. Hope you're afraid, fam. Now it's a sign of the time, designed to subside my mind while I'm fighting for life. Why am I finding this impossible? Seeing a dominant species conquer us predominantly, to when the government's covenants, punishments born down, all this struggle and suffering runs out. And that's critically enough said. We're mentally in prison with the misery and bloodshed. Now falling to the powers that be, devouring peace, down on their knees, worshipping owls. These cowards believe 33 rounded degrees, bound to receive acceptance from us. If you only knew the half of it, would your heart begin marginalising these narcissists? I was stuck in Parva without food, I was starving. If that's a struggle and I can't imagine the Gaza Strip. It's got me thankful for the life I'm living, unfathomable. I cannot handle this design, I'm still in awe. I have open eyes and open mind, but still I can't see why they'd fund Hitler's Third Reich or hierarchies. And you could say I lied, but it's obvious. Since when there's truth in my mind been monotonous? This conglomerate to where murder is a business, and this cancerous world is terminal in sickness. And it's crippled in decrepitude and riddled when it's ended through a spiritual endeavour too. The holy scriptures were written by man to manipulate what little faith religion is, fam.
As well as some of the more established acts in the town, we like to give the opportunity for newer acts to show Hightown what they've got. Some of them this year include the newly formed Luton Ukulele Orchestra, the Mouse Assassins and Taylor. We also have at least 4 different choirs performing, including the Roma Children's Choir and the Big Hat Factory Community Choir. We also have an artist under the name of I See Four Fingers. I don't know if you've heard of them, David. There are plenty more acts and lots happening at St Matthew's Primary School, Greenbank, the Hightown Community Centre and all along Hightown Road. To see the full programme, go to hightownfestival.org or visit us on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Hightown Festival. There's not much else to say other than we hope to see you there on Saturday the 1st of July, Hightown Road, 1 till 6 p.m. for a whole afternoon of community fun and live entertainment. I'll leave you with one more track from the band that are closing the main stage this year. This is Let It Out by Ribeye.
AUK Radio, connecting communities.
Lovely stuff. Thank you so much, Luke, for putting that together. So I guess that gives you an idea of some of the music that will be going on. I must say the collective sound excellent, really excellent. There's piano playing, there's jazz, there's drama, there's magic, there's gymnastics, there's tea, there's coffee, there's pretty much everything you could possibly want for an amazing day out. And let me just quickly read this, because this is the acknowledgement that comes on the programme, and it just says, a big thank you to everyone who's given their time to the organisation and running of the Hightown Festival, including signposts who are stewarding on the day. We could not have put this event on without the generosity of our sponsors, including the Bricklayers Arms, Luton Borough Council, Elm Tree Creative, who have kindly supplied the design, and JNB Publishing, who have generously provided the printing for the event. There are many others, too numerous to mention, but we thank you all. And if I could be allowed in a way to bring the narrative round full circle, this is an example of a collective community event which is showcasing the fact that just, quote, ordinary people are quite capable of I don't know. There's how can I put it? There's so much creativity and energy within communities. If only not that people would remember it, but when you read the papers every day, when you see the news, often it's sort of a depressing picture that's painted. We've basically been told for the last sort of 7 or 8 years that there is, in fact, I should really say since Thatcher, that there is no alternative to sort of the general trend of society, which is towards a sort of atomisation of families and society. There's been an increasing, the gap between rich and poor has been getting larger and larger, essentially sort of like aiming towards something along the lines of a late Victorian society, a society where there was the workhouse, sorry, and people basically had to rely on charity in order to feed and clothe themselves. And this is the kind of thing, this is the ideology that's really been shoved down everyone's throats for, like I say, for most of my life, certainly. And events like the Hightown Festival, without putting too much of a political spin on it, which I'm sure they won't thank me for, but in my opinion, it's an example, like all the sort of artists I think who we have on, they're examples of people who have taken no notice of what they've been told to do, and just gone out and done it for themselves, and tried to put something together to remind people who, in the busyness of their own lives, might forget that the society does exist, and society is important, and collective action and community is probably the most important thing. Without it, we really are nothing. I'd like to say thanks to Luke for sending in the audio package and corresponding with me and giving me the chance to sort of talk about this. As he did allude to very passingly, I am actually performing at 2:30 on the main stage under my guise as I See Four Fingers. So if you fancy coming along and throwing stuff at me, you can feel free to do that. Hopefully that will all go well. I'm actually very excited about it, and I hope you are too.